Apparently, Liverpool isn't the only club to strike oil this summer. Meanwhile, Chelsea have become Europe's best seller, and McTominay's gone from United outcast to Ballon d'Or contender. This is DMAC Daily. This has already been a window for the ages. Everyone's trying to make sense of Liverpool's insane spending habits. £265 million dropped with the intent of signing Isak and another top winger too. If this were to come to fruition, we're looking at in excess of £500 million here. They must have secretly put all that Coutinho money from 2018 into Bitcoin or something, because there's no other plausible explanation at this point. Yet at the same time, I'd argue the recent transfer spending of Manchester United is even more mind-blowing, because Liverpool came into this window fresh off of being crowned champions. United, however, were the laughingstock of English football. You see, finishing 15th and crumbling in the Europa League was not just a historic L, but it also signaled immediate financial turmoil for the club. All the reporting suggested that the lack of UCL revenue meant United had to sell and had no money to spend. But then they rejected an enormous offer for their captain. Interesting. Then they bought Cunha. Damn, that's a sizable transfer. Then they bought Mbeumo. Okay, that's kind of unexpected. Then the shocking news came out that they're closing in on Benjamin Sesko too, which would take their summer spending spree to £206.5 million. Wait, wasn't this club supposed to be broke? All this money committed without selling a single player either. Only Rashford has departed on loan, plus a few players' contracts expired. But it gets crazier, because the latest reporting is that United are now actively chasing after Brighton's midfield prodigy Sesko Baleba. Now, I said it yesterday, this is the exact profile they need in central midfield, a capable box-to-box midfielder. But I cannot fathom how they could even come close to affording him. What's even wilder is where the source of this credible news actually came from. A Twitter account called Indicala, who prior to this season was a known troll online, yet this window has unironically transformed into one of the most credible journalists in the space. This account is literally outflanking Fabrizio and Ornstein frequently. Crazy times. Now, they're suggesting Brighton are demanding 100 mil, although United are looking at 70 and hoping Baleba may even intervene to force a move. Historically, Brighton don't tend to lowball negotiations, at least for Chelsea targets. But if United were to pull this off, I'd be at a loss for words. If you ever needed confirmation that the Premier League is in fact the Super League, this is it. I mean, just look at the total spend of Europe's top 5 leagues this summer as of today. Ligue 1, 341 mil. La Liga, 488. Bundesliga, 559. Serie A, 815. Premier League, 2.1 billion euros, with no signs of slowing down either. Staying in the Premier League, and Chelsea's ability to sell players isn't being talked about enough. I mean, just this week alone, they sold over 100 mil on 4 outcasts of the club. This window, they've already sold 209 mil, and in the last 2 years, they've generated a total of 730 million euros on transfers out of the club, comfortably more than any other club worldwide. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend they haven't also spent a whopping 1.7 billion on talent in the last 3 seasons, with further incomings anticipated shortly, but credit where credit's due. The new ownership almost always finds a way to get rid of players they no longer want for decent money, even ones that either flopped or didn't even feature for the club. I mean, Joao Felix's market value should have tanked this past season, yet they still managed a 50 mil package. They've made sizable profits on Madueke, Petrovic, Ugochukwu, Hutchinson, who only played 2 games for Chelsea, Moreira, who played once, and Angelo, who never even featured. Even their previous third-choice keeper Bettinelli generated a profit. That's unheard of. There's also pure profit coming in directly from the academy, like Humphreys, Roya, Matson, Gallagher, Hall, Mount, which has helped massively with PSR, and expect further big sales this window, the likes of Jackson, Nkunku, Sterling, Disasi, Vega, Chukwuemeka, Chilwell, Fofana, George. We're looking at another 200 mil out the door here. I've been highly critical of Blueco's ownership decisions previously, but it does appear as though a more sustainable model has been implemented. Still spending big, but also selling big consistently. Moving to Italy, and Napoli's Scott McTominay has been nominated for football's greatest individual prize, according to journalist Sam C. Crazy to think that this time 12 months ago, the Scotsman was an outcast in Manchester, but Conte saw something in this man and subsequently turned him into a footballing colossus, carrying taking Napoli to Scudetto glory, winning the MVP award in his debut season in Italy, and now being recognized amongst football's very best. Apparently, the full list is set to drop tomorrow, but yeah, what a year it's been for McTominay. Inspiring stuff. And now for some rapid fire news, we got Darwizi to Saudi for 53 million euros plus add-ons. Napoli are closing in on a double deal for Spanish fullbacks Miguel Gutierrez and Juan Lu for around 35 mil. Everton are eyeing Grealish on loan, whilst Mark Yu joins newly promoted Sunderland on loan. And in MLS, Thomas Muller touches down in Vancouver, and Heung-min Son officially signs for LAFC for a league record $26.5 million. Anyways, guys, that's today's DMAC Daily. Catch you tomorrow.